Hey there! In case you don't know me, I'm Christy Harner. I'm a creative strategist and brand manager for multiple tech startup companies, retail companies, medical companies, but usually people who are just getting started in their brands. And I'm about to start a whole series on how to brand yourself and your company successfully. So I thought before I get started, I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself and why I am actually here telling you these things about your brand. So about 10 years ago, I started my own company after working for a small business for a year, and I just discovered that I absolutely loved building websites, doing photography, telling stories. I had an anthropology background, and I had this small little town that I lived in, and so everybody needed help with their brand. And so I worked with every single little town business there was, the retail stores, the bed and breakfast, the restaurants, the medical places, the hospital, the Chamber of Commerce, and I helped them build all of those brands. And I learned everything there is to know about a small town and how to build a brand and how to take yourself from being a little business to making yourself be a big business. And so during that time, I fell in love with a startup. Now, I didn't really discover what tech startups were until years later. I had gone through family crisis, divorce, have single mom, children, and I came to Charlotte. And I didn't know what I was gonna do next. And somebody started talking about tech startups. I'm like, oh, what's tech startups? That's really cool, because this was 2011. And of course, it's been happening for a while, but this whole anybody can build a website, anybody can build a mobile app idea was pretty new. And I was asked to start designing for tech startups. And they would tell me things like, oh, together we're going to make billions of dollars and move to Silicon Valley, and we're gonna sell to Facebook or sell to Google. And it was so exciting, and I couldn't wait to be involved. And so what I did was I began to take equity in these companies, and they would have me be their designer and design their user experience, their logos, their website, their brand, film, everything. And in exchange, I would take equity. And of course, it didn't pay the bills, but it taught me so much about the startup community. And just as I was trying to figure out how the hell I was gonna survive, I was asked by another salesperson to start a company. And so together we started Binary Ventures. And Binary Ventures was a digital marketing agency that catered to startups and did marketing, branding, and development. We had a series of offshore development teams in India, Pakistan, China, Peru, all sorts of places. And so I was the creative principal who ran the company and not only hired designers and developers, but also helped with all the deliverables. And over the 4 years that I was in Binary Ventures, we created 50 or 60 brands. And sometimes we would co-found those brands, just like I had done before I started Binary. We would take the company from the ground up and start to create the name, the logo, the brand, the websites, the look, the feel, and actually help them raise a lot of capital. I absolutely loved the hopes, dreams, rainbows, and unicorns of the startup community, but I wanted to work with people on an individual basis rather than as a company, with people that may be looking out for things that I wasn't looking for. And so I actually went out on my own again, and I thought I didn't know what I was gonna do next. I wrote a book, I started blogging, and that's what I'm doing here today with these videos. But during that time where I was soul searching, I was asked by multiple companies that I had worked with in the past and that I had ownership in, or I had taken equity in, to come in and consult with them and help them with their brands moving forward. So my goal now is to not only help those companies with their brands, but to help you. And like I've said a little bit, and you may be able to pick up, especially if you start reading my blogs, is that I've gone through a lot of struggles. I've also seen a lot of founders fail. I've seen them flounder. I've seen them succeed. One of the companies I worked with, at the very end, we thought, this is over, we're doomed, it didn't work out, we should give up today, let's just have a goodbye party for our company. A couple months later, $1 billion company out of India bought us, and everybody made out really well. And that's an amazing thing. And it helps me to remember that there are rainbows and unicorns in the startup world. And so what I want to do is I want to walk you through that journey, the journey of being a founder, not only from the business that you're thinking about today, but you as a person, because the reality is that you are the brand, and the investor is going to invest in you. And whether this brand, this business that you're working on today fails or succeeds, you will not fail or succeed. You will keep going. So what you do today as a brand, and as a personal brand and as a business brand, will help set the course for your future. And so I want to help you any way that I can to learn better how to brand yourself, how to start a company successfully, how to raise money, how to build the right relationships, and how to succeed as a brand, as a founder, as a business. So thanks for watching, and I look forward to talking to you more.